Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pitch Studio. It has been, those of you that have been with us, and I know there's a lot of people that have been with us throughout the day, we've had it all, haven't we? We've had accelerators pitching, we went over to Ireland, Enterprise Island at the beginning of the day, Carrefour as well, Taiwanese startups sharing their big ideas here on stage. We listened to investors, accelerators, we've had it all, and right now we're on to our final session, final great session of the day, and this is simply all about impact and deep tech startups powered by SATT, French TTO network. So really, this is all about discovering the impact of startups based on deep tech from French public research. So really, impact and deep tech startups at their early stages of their startup journey as well. We're going to hear from them very, very shortly indeed. 8 big ideas right here on stage. They've got 2 minutes. They've got 2 minutes to share what they have to share, right? To get you to feel like you want to have a conversation with them. But not ultimately, but also, as this is a competition, it's to convince these 5 gentlemen on my right, on my left, that they deserve to walk away a winner of this competition. I don't know the answer to that. You don't know yet, nor do these guys either. But hopefully, at the end of this session, we'll have a winner. Well, not hopefully, definitely we'll have a winner of this pitching competition. Right. Before I go any further, let's hear a little bit more about the SATT network, what it represents, and really where it's going to in the future as well, and what this is really all about. I'm not going to tell you much more about that right now, but the man on my left here certainly is. Please welcome right now, President of the SATT Paris-Saclay, also Xavier Apollonarski. That's right.
Peter Hopwood, glad to be here with you today. Thank you. My name is Xavier Apollonarski, the CEO of SATT Paris-Saclay, one of the 15 SATT. And today, I represent the SATT network organization. We can say SATT are something like a technology transfer office. Our mission is to finance the technology development of innovation resulting from the French public research with more than 150,000 researchers. So happy to be here with you today. This pitch contest is an opportunity to demonstrate the quality of SATT company jobs. Technology from research laboratories, CEO of DEEPTECH startup, and support from the SATT organizations. Let me explain our job. This is really simple and easy to understand, and it's really an amazing job. We support researchers to transfer their technology to industrial applications. And to succeed this work, we have 2 great tools. The first is talent and expertise to provide market positioning of innovations, and the second one is money, because we are able to put money on the table to increase the technology witness level. With our job, we are able to create famous deep tech startups, such as the 8 present here today at the pitch contest. To conclude, I want to highlight some key figures. Listening, each year, 100 deep tech startups are created with the support of the SATT network organizations. Since 2014, more than 800 deep tech startups have been created thanks to SATT organizations. €1 invested in a project on which 17 euro pre-value money. And from 2014 to 2022, spin-off company raised more than 1.5 billion euro. Here, with these figures, we, SATT organizations network, make the demonstration of spin-off companies' quality. I give the floor to the startup. Thank you.
Xavier, thank you so much. Take a seat back in the jury. Take a seat back in the jury seats. There we are. A little bit more about what SAT Network is all about and really where it's moving forward to. Right, as you can see on my left-hand side, Zoe is part of that jury. Just let me quickly introduce to you the people who will decide the fates, the winning fate of one of these 8 startups here on stage. So we have partner at Asta Capital, Fabio Lancelotti. Thank you, Fabio, for being with us. Investment Director at 360 Capital, Thomas Nivard. We also have investor at Join Capital, Quentin Calleya, and senior associates at Runa Capital, Maxime Corbeny. All here. A round of applause for our jury members. Thank you so much. There we are. Clapping for yourself. That's fantastic. Clapping for yourself. Keep on clapping for yourself. Right, there we are. Right, so all we need now, what do we need now? We need, that's right, our startups to stand here 2 minutes, up to no more or less if they want to, but no more than 2 minutes. And then we go over to our jury members, 3 minutes, up to 3 minutes to dig a little bit deeper, to really understand how these startups tick and to help you decide who is actually going to be a winner. Let's find out. Right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage right now our first startup, very simply known as AccuSurgical.
Great, yeah, thanks. Pleasure to be here today. So let's start off talking about retinal disease. So all the people who are here today, 1 in 3 people is going to suffer from retinal disease during their lifetime. Retinal disease is extremely frequent and it's a disease that has big implications. So how is retinal disease treated today? Usually it's done by a surgery, so small instruments are inserted into the eye. Using a microscope, the surgeon does his surgeries, for example, membrane peeling, vitrectomy, endolaser, and so on. The problem with this is that the surgery is extremely difficult to do. So it's very small tissues, it requires huge precision. The tissues are about the size of a hair, and so the surgeon today is limited in what he can do, and it's extremely difficult to do. Our insight is quite simple. With precision robotics, we can increase the precision by 20 and do the surgery better. I'm Christophe Spüler, I'm CEO of AccuSurgical. We're based in Montpellier in France, and we currently have 15 employees. So our vision is to create the standard of care for eye surgery using high precision robotics to improve retinal surgery. It's a currently initial 1.1 billion per year market. It's split about evenly between US and Europe, and in addition some Asian big economies. We started work in 2018. We've been going extremely fast. We did our first functional prototype in 2020. So we started off with SATT Accélère in Montpellier. We finished preclinical tests in 2022 on animal models, and we're currently preparing for preclinical trials. So I'm just going to end up with a little movie of our robot in action. I'm sorry, there's going to be some gore. I hope you're not too bored about that. So as I said, we've done tons of preclinical tests, and we've had surgeons, over 30 surgeons, try the robot and had very good feedback. Thank you very much.
There we are, AccuSurgical. Let's find out from our jury members how they feel about what they've just heard.
Hey, thanks for the pitch. Maybe a quick question. Why would you be the team that can build this robot?
So we actually have a very good team. So we have I was in a startup before. It's called MedTech that does robots for spine and brain surgery. And actually about more than half of our team has done surgical robots before. So we have huge experience. We also have a very good experience. For example, our marketing person, clinical person, regulatory person have done ophthalmic surgery before, and medical devices. So we have an excellent team.
I have a question. I didn't understand what is exactly the business case for doctors. Is it that they will be able to treat more patients? Is that they will fail less when they treat patients? So
They're going to treat patients better. They're going to be able to attract more patients because, as you know, especially in the US, hospitals compete against each other. The hospital has the best equipment, they get the best surgeons, and they get more patients.
So maybe following this question, I think we got a quick glimpse on your market slide, but what's your go-to-market strategy and how do you intend to make it the standard down the line?
Yeah, so we currently have already a lot of partners, surgical partners, who are just waiting for us basically to finish certifying the robot so that they can install it. We're going to do CE mark first, but in parallel we're going to do FDA. American market is definitely the most important market, and we want to do it very quickly.
Maybe on that matter, why do you want to move to the US so fast? Because basically the market in Europe seems large enough to scale the technology, right?
Good question. So US market adoption tends to be much quicker for innovative technologies, especially surgical robots. So it's much more interesting to start off in the US, and also reimbursements and basically just money sloshing around the healthcare system is a lot more in the US, so you can sell equipment which is expensive more easily in the US.
Thanks a lot for your pitch. Can you explain how do you manage safety with robots, please?
Yeah, it's obviously a huge issue, so that's basically a lot of the stuff we're working on. So we have a lot of different safety mechanisms all over the robot. I can't go into too much detail here, but I can explain to you more if you want. Which basically makes it that the robot, if something happens that shouldn't happen, the robot reacts appropriately and safety is assured. So this is really a big subject in what we're doing.
Maybe in terms of tech, what's your secret sauce? Like, what makes you really unique?
Yeah, so secret sauce, we have about, we have 5 patents now on the technology. We have a team that has
and
experience.
unfortunately, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. I'd love to know. Wouldn't you love to know? We'd all love to know. And
Let's
you'd
talk
love
more,
to tell us.
Let's talk more about
But we
afterwards.
have to be fair and square, don't we? Yes, we do. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for AccuSurgical. Well done. There we are. Right. So that's so simple, isn't it? Pitch up to 2 minutes, questions as well, and then we move on. At the end of this, these guys here, they decide a winner. Et voila, and that's it. Right, let's move on now to our next big idea, next concept, our next startup of this pitching competition. Please welcome Ali Furtz.
Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Arnaud Lamazière. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Elles, and I would like to present you what I think is truly a revolution in infertility diagnosis. First, we are a startup created by a team of academics and an experienced CEO, obviously. What are we dealing with? Well, the problem is that 30% of infertility cases remain unexplained with the usual exams. In France alone, this represents 500,000 couples every year who suffer from the so-called idiopathic infertility. The solution? Well, our startup has developed a diagnostic tool which allows to explain idiopathic infertility and improve the chances of conception. Basically, it's a fertility score. It's based on a patented algorithm, and it's been published in Nature scientific reports. How does it work? Very simply, a blood test, our powerful algorithm, and you get your fertility score. The innovations, plural. Well, the breakthrough is that the test helps explain what was until now unexplained infertility. The revolution, the test is made for couples and not just for each partner taken individually. And last but not least, the test produces actionable results. The parameters tested can be modified through dietetic support, lifestyle coaching, or other treatments. We have a few competitors, but none of them have the diagnostic precision or the precision in monitoring. in monitoring. We plan to reach 25,000 tests per year through direct and indirect sales with a revenue per test of 100 euros. And
Our roadmap,
Our
again,
roadmap.
never know what that is.
Thank you.
We might. Ali Fert, there we are. Ali Fert. Right, let's hear from our jury members about what they felt about what they've just heard.
Yeah, maybe, so thanks for the pitch. Maybe the first question is, so basically what's your product? Is it a software, is it an algorithm, is it the way that the test is done?
So you have it basically in front of you. It's a platform, it's an online platform. It's accessible worldwide, and it's based on a blood sample test. So the couples, or the men or women, would do a blood test and then input the results in the platform and get the fertility score. So the product is the platform. It's an online platform.
Thanks a lot for the pitch. So
Thank
on
you.
this, you mentioned direct and indirect sales. So how do you intend to commercialize this, and who's doing the test?
Yes, so we are targeting couples, obviously, and we have direct sales, basically B2C and B2B2C. So B2C being marketing directly for couples, and B2B2C, prescription through health professionals. Hence, what I didn't have time to show you, the roadmap coming up next, our medical device certification, which we hope to have very soon, and which will allow us to offer the test for health professionals in the first stage on the French market.
What are the results you have achieved so far?
I'm sorry?
What are the results you have achieved so far?
So we just launched, so I didn't mention that, so we've just created the startup last year. We've just launched the platform in November 2022. We have to finalize the certification process to be a medical device to open up fully the platform to everyone.
But the tests you've done, because I guess you're going through a certificate. The tests have yielded some results. And what type of results?
Yes, so that goes back to the initial clinical study. So I skipped maybe too quickly on that. This patented algorithm is based on a clinical study which lasted between 2009 and 2015. And then we had some machine learning to teach an algorithm, to teach and develop the algorithm. So all the work, the R&D work basically is behind us. So we are just finishing up the...
But I'm interested to understand what type of results you've achieved. You said you'll be able to identify the root causes of the infertility.
Yes.
Did you have some results on this? So is this somebody? There is any couple
absolutely.
Do you have any
But
statistics you can share?
It depends on the couple. So every couple will have different results. So the score gives a fertility profile between relatively infertile or defavorable to favorable. And maybe something I need to explain again a bit more in detail. Idiopathic infertility is infertility without any anomaly in the usual exams performed. So typically the spermogram or hormone test.
That's where we have to stop. Ladies and gentlemen, Ali Fert, well done. Thank you. Thank you so much, and even screams and whistles for Ali Fert, which is lovely to hear in the pitch studio. Right, which actually an indication for anyone else. If you want to scream, shout, go wild for your supporter, or just go wild each time a picture comes up on stage, you may do that. We're open here, you can do anything you wish. We move on now to our next startup, next big idea of this pitching competition. Please welcome V-Metrics.
Thank you so much. I don't know if it's working. But you need to wait. Thank you. Thank you so much. So this is Liamin from Biometrics. We are the happy winners of the Climate Smart City Challenge organized by the United Nations the last year. So let's give you some numbers. We estimate today that we have more than 20 billion IoT connections, and we expect this number to achieve 30 billion connections by 2025. So this makes it more than 4 IoT devices per person on the planet. This is just huge. So for the first time ever, the number of IoT devices, like cars and machines, will surpass the number of no IoT devices, like mobiles and laptops. So our world is getting more connected than ever. So at Biometrics, we believe that this is a unique opportunity to make this connected world more sustainable and smarter. So this is why we propose to work on the convergence between AI from one hand and IoT from the other hand, by giving or by proposing solutions that make it easy for engineers and domain experts to develop IoT solutions. So, to summarize our solutions, we developed an end-to-end platform that cover the most common IoT workflows, ranging from accessing and storing data to integrating AI models to monitoring and supervision by creating custom dashboards. So
there we are.
Thank you.
There we are. Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Biometrics. Well done. Okay, right. Let's hear from our jury members about what they've just heard. Let's hear.
2 minutes is very short. No, maybe a word on the team and when did you start and who's on board with you?
So we started from my thesis work at Toulouse in the last CNRS lab, and one of the co-founder is my supervisor of the thesis, which is a researcher in last CNRS. Then we developed some proprietary algorithms that we transformed into these products, and we are supported by the SATT TTT of Toulouse. And yeah, this is the story of our startup.
Thanks a lot. I'm not sure I understood who exactly would use your product, as you seem to be working in very different industries. Could you expand a bit on the typology of users you're targeting?
Yeah, thank you so much. This is the last slide that I could not present. So our products are very generic. So we are targeting several use cases: smart industry, smart city, smart mobility. So where we have data captations, where we can get data from sensors, our platforms can be used. So we are not specialized in specific use case, but we have some, let's say, historical use cases that we worked on already, research projects, for example, with industrials. Smart industry, for example, we worked with a pharmaceutical company where we could develop or introduce our platform to make fault detections of their chemical extractors.
Maybe to follow up on
Can you explain your business model with your platform? Do you provide some services around the platform?
Yes, exactly. So we have the platforms are web platforms. So we have subscriptions for the platform. So monthly subscriptions. This is the main business model. And the second is the services around our platform. So we give consulting to help our customers to adopt our platforms, and also training to make it simple for our customers to adopt our platform.
Maybe to come back on the industries, why don't you focus on the specific industries and just get the best at this industry, rather to stay totally horizontal and target different industries? Is there a specific reason, or it's?
No, it's our technological platform is very generic, so we can use it in several industries. But historically, we have been working in smart industry and smart healthcare.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, right on time. Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for B-Metrics, well done. There we go. So on through, that was the third starter, on to our next big idea of this pitching competition. Remember, if you've just joined us, this is just one of so many pitching competitions we've had today, and we're going to do it all again tomorrow and throughout the week as well. So ideas here, jury members, they decide who walks away a winner, and we find that out a little bit later on, as we're going to do in this session right now. Let's welcome our next startup to the stage right now. Please welcome Orisons.
Hello everyone, I'm Grégory Dupère. I'm CEO and co-founder of Orisons, a company that propose a virtuous alternative to the use of metals. Okay, thank you. Metal coatings are all around us, ever when we don't expect, and especially for luxury packaging, where it is very important. But the problem is metal and metallization. Metal extraction is a very, very big problem because it's a polluting and an unethical activity. Metallization processes raises many issues too. What do propose Orisons? Orisons is a deep tech startup that propose to give access to metal without any metal. And how is it possible? It's possible thanks to pigments that we synthesize, patented smart pigments that we formulate into an ink. This ink we spray on objects, and then we spray a UV top coat to protect the overall coating. And what are the benefits? It's a green technology because we use bio-based materials. We use green chemistry to synthesize our pigments, and we use green processes to apply our products. It's metal-free. It's a reduction in greenhouse gases. We do energy saving, local production, internalization, very, very assets, lots of assets for the industrial. The technology comes from the academic sector, so we are a highly qualified team backed with a deep comprehension of the technology. And we have a great roadmap because to date we have the spraying on glass POC that is completed, but we have to apply on other substrates like plastics, like cardboard, like paper, and we have other than spraying application possible, like silk screening, for example. So very, very a great lot of IP assets today. So thank you for your attention, and I'm ready for your questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, there we are, Orisons, ready for your questions. Here we go.
Maybe first question, in terms of price related to existing solutions,
yes.
how does it position?
The vacuum metallization is the actual process. It's the same cost, but with very, very bigger benefits. And it's very easy to implement on the decoration line of our clients. But vacuum metallization is outsourced, and it's not possible to internalize. So it's another asset of our solution.
I'm not sure I understood correctly, but at some point you say that this is for mostly luxury packaging industry.
It's the first market, yes.
Why you're targeting them, that market first?
Yes, it's a deep problem for packaging industry to find alternatives to their metallization processes that are very polluting and raise many issues. And it's a sector which is very, which has an appetite for innovation, and it's first to market. Very.
Why luxury, especially? I mean, packaging is a very big market, but why luxury?
Because of the precious metal aspect that we can offer without metal.
And maybe how do you compare in terms of cost for your clients? I mean, are you more expensive than more polluting solutions? And how close can you get to those cost base from the legacy players?
I don't understand the question.
With your process, basically your clients, if they use your process, is it more expensive for them compared to old school solutions? Yes. So what's the difference in terms of cost, and how can you bring your cost down to make that seamless for them to change?
Yes, but for the client, there are other aspects, logistical aspects, that even at the same price, they have other assets, but we are lowering the price of our solution thanks to scaling up of our pigment, ink, and varnish production.
Please, can you explain if the organic spray need to change, for example, the gun
no.
in the process
it's
for the
same equipment.
The same equipment.
They can keep their decoration line. No equipment cost. The same spray gun, yes.
20 seconds on the clock. Happy? Everybody happy? Yes, they are. Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Orissons. Well done. The feeling I'm getting here is really difficult. If we were to choose a winner now, really tough decision. Each very different. All have valid and valuable solutions as well. We won't make that decision. We don't have to do that at all. I don't. You don't. But they do. If we were to look at their faces now to tell us to tell us a little bit of indication of where they're going, what would we say? Some of you not showing anything at all, poker faces completely. I'm not quite sure. But we'll find out later. Yes, we will. We will find out who one winner of these 8. Only one can walk away a winner of this competition. Right, let's move on to our next big idea. Please welcome to the stage right now, Diamidix.
Hello, everybody. You hear me? Hello? Now you hear me? Hello, you... Wow. Okay, sorry. Hello, everybody. I'm Sam Ducas, and I am the CEO and the co-founder of Diamidix, an SME that has been created by end of 2014 and that have developed a unique platform composed by equipment and consumable that allow to enumerate all kinds of culturable microbes in water before becoming visible by eyes. Doing so, I mean, we solve all the major customer pain points, and especially the one to be able to be reliable to the gold standard. We combine several different technologies to be able to develop such platform. And for instance, for the equipment, we develop optics and mechatronics. For the labeling of the microbes, we use click chemistry that have been awarded by the Nobel Prize in 2022. And we use also machine learning to be able to detect the signal and analyze the signal on the surface of the membrane and detect the microbes like that. It took us 5 years and more than 10 million euros to be able to develop the platform. And since 2021, we start to market the solution, and we develop a network of distributors that cover already 14 countries. We are present in different countries like France, Dubai, Switzerland, South of Africa, Greece, and we have signed in 2022 a worldwide license agreement with a major player in in microbiology, and we will have the solution available for the pharma industry market in 2025. We are now reaching around 1.4 million euros that was expected in 2023, and 70% of that is already secured. And we are waiting for 2 million euros in investment today. Sorry. Hello?
Mine's not working. Is mine working? Can you hear me?
Yes, it was me, sorry.
No, it was me, sorry. Right, okay, let's hear from our jury members.
Maybe quick question on impact. Is there like an impact, you know?
There are huge impact. I mean, one of our microbes is Legionella pneumophila, and we are able to enumerate these microbes in 2 days instead of 10 days, which means that we reduce by 10 or 30% the concentration of biocide used in all the pipe to control the risk. And we also are able to reduce the temperature of all the water, all the hot water. And this will be also very, important in the future.
Sorry if I missed it at the beginning because I couldn't hear.
Sorry.
But
yes.
could you just tell us a bit more about your team and where the technology was developed?
Oh, the technology was developed at the beginning in my past laboratory in Marseille and also in the ICSN in Paris. But it was just the beginning of the concept, and after we developed everything internally in my company that is composed by physician, optician, mechatronician, machine learning, engineer, etc., etc. So we have everything internally.
Maybe a question. So you've raised 10 million.
No, we have used 10 million and we raised 5 million.
Yeah, I mean, a loan is still raising even if it's non-dilutive,
okay.
right? So you've used 10 million, right? And looks like you have now the right product to start selling to,
yes.
even multiple countries. So if it's the right time, why are you raising just 2 million now?
Because it's the minimum that we need. And when we talk with investor, it's not the right time to ask more. Simple.
How big your company can be?
In terms of number of people or turnover?
Revenues.
We could reach easily 100 million. Which is not...
Is there any explanation how you would reach so, an ACV and a number of customers?
Yes, you see some of our customers like Vinci Facilities. I was in Tahiti last week, lucky, and I installed one first solution there. But Vinci Facilities is all around the world. And it's the first proof of concept with Vinci Facility, and after we'll be able to spray out all around the world with the solution.
So what would be the potential of Vinci for you in terms of revenue?
I cannot say right now. It's too early. In 6 months, 1 year, I will be able to answer, but not today. I expect something, but it's just expectation.
Around the technology, do you have some patent of know-how, specific know-how?
We have 6 patents that have been licensed by the SATT, and we have also 3 patents that are on patent. So we have a combination of license and property patent.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Diemedix. Well done. Thank you so much. There we have it again, moving sharply, moving steadily through this pitching competition. We move on now to our next next startup ready and waiting on my right. Please welcome to the stage right now, startup called Oligo Feeds.
Hi, hello. Imagine the world plunged in a major social and economical crisis. Imagine the world without access to fruits, to vegetables, and even some protein sources. Where is it? Next COVID pandemic? No. This is the world exactly as we are living right now, with one tiny difference. This is the world without bees. Bees are today essential for all of us. 1/3 of global food supply depends directly on their pollination. And yet, we have a huge problem, because bees are disappearing. they are disappearing due to a lot of different environmental problems. Intensive agriculture, climate change, globalization. And they have no time to wait until we'll fix the planet, right? If we don't do something right now, at a short-term basis, we are going to see the complete disappearance of bees during our lifetime. My name is Aneta Ojerańska. I'm a co-founder of Olugifeed, and we have found a solution to save the bees. We have developed a scientifically proven supplement boosting natural bees' immunity system. This product can reduce the bee mortality by up to 80%. This was proven by 8 years of academic research and more than 1,000 tests with professional beekeepers in 4 different countries. We are a team of 2. I'm engineer, my associate is professor, inventor of our technology, and we have a very strong support from the whole beekeeping industry. We are now stepping from the prototype phase to start market our solution. And thus, we are looking for financial partners for our first funding round. If you want to bring back colors to this world with Olugifeed, let's discuss after this pitch. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, there we are. Olugifeed, the world of bees. Right, let's hear from our jury members how they felt about everything.
Thanks so much for the pitch. Could you let us know who your target customers are?
Beekeepers, both those that are taking care of pollination service and those that are producing honey.
And what market does it represent in terms of size?
So the pollination corresponds to something between $200 and $600 billion worldwide of the equivalent of the food supply. And for the bee feed, today we are on the $3 billion right now.
What are the steps before validating this process that you have in terms of product development? And how will be then the production? How do you foresee the production chain here?
So the R&D is finished for the product. We still want to conduct more tests in field because we want to convert our first customers this way. And for production perspective, it is very easy because the active element, we only need 8 milligrams per hive per year, so it is efficient. So with 15 kilograms of solution, we can cover the whole market of France and Switzerland, for example.
Are beekeepers using something today to solve this problem?
Yes, they are trying a lot of solutions because the problem is huge. We are at 40% of mortality rate in Europe on average today. So they are trying supplements, pharmaceuticals, devices such as connected hives and all the stuff.
So just on the team, the team is very small, so basically the 2 of you guys. So you're gonna start hiring some people. What are the 2-3 hires that you have in the pipe that's gonna change basically from a test and learn research and prototype process to actually something that could start a scale?
Yeah, exactly. So after our funding round, we want to hire people. The 3 key people will be one person that will be our first R&D doctor because we want to work on other solutions for bees and other animals. Secondly, we need a production engineer. And third, someone that will be double me in terms of go-to-market and marketing strategy.
Thanks for your presentation. Can you explain the technology, please? Can you give us some details?
Yeah. So our molecule is based on a natural trace element called molybdenum that we can actually find in the ecosystems and that is present in the bee organism. And today we developed deficiencies to molybdenum in the natural resources, and thus our product is kind of filling the gap for the bees. And for the bees, it plays very important role in terms of immunity system functioning.
And is there any side effect of powering those bees?
No, we are just filling the battery up to 100%, no more. And we have proven with different scientific studies that the product is 100% non-toxic for bees, beekeepers. There is no side effects for environment neither.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Olugifeed. Interesting, isn't it? So intriguing. Different ideas, very different concepts as well, all about really helping the bees do what they naturally should be doing and actually helping them do it even further, naturally to scale a business in the process. Right, let's move on to our next startup of this pitching competition, and this one is called Planexus.
Très bien. Hello, everybody. Thank you for listening to me. I'm just going to tell you about communication, space communication, and the company I founded for that a few months ago, let's say in last December. And this initiative is coming from some research, R&D research which have been done in University of Rennes, and this by these people, Ronan Solo and Mauro Torre. They are very known in space communication and especially in microwave communication. And for myself, I already had some experience creating startups and developing them. And also in the team, there is Giovanni, who's in who was working in CNRS, also joined to us. What we are aiming to do is, as you know, today the demand of communications and digital communication are growing more and more. And as consequence, we developed, but people developed mega constellation satellite communication in order to help to bring the response of the demand. But the business model of mega constellation needs that we develop some very innovative and new technologies for terminals. So you have two parts in satellite communication. You have the satellite itself, and you have the terminals on the train, aircraft, buildings, and all this. What we are going to work on is communication for satellite on the move.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Planexus. There we are. 2 minutes can go very, very quickly indeed. Really, really quick. Right. Let's hear from our jury members and let's see and hear how they felt about what they've just heard.
Okay, please.
Thanks a lot for this. Could you expand on what the differentiation is between your terminals and any other kind of existing SATCOM terminal?
Okay. Today, all the products you find on the market are big and contains two antennas, one for uplink and the other for downlink. And one antenna is something like, let's say, 70 centimeter diameter, so it gives you something like this. Our innovation allows us to make antennas with only one single antenna. So you divide the solution in terms of volume and dimension by two. And not only this, even if we have only one antenna, we have a very larger wide band. So we can bring possibilities to communicate with a very high data rate, so space internet. This is what we bring. How can we do that? It's thanks to our technology, which gives wideband and also only full duplex antenna.
Got it. So the benefit for the end customer is mainly performance.
The benefit is first the size. On the aircraft is one of our target. With Airbus, we are working already with Airbus and Thales. The solution is really a revolutionary solution. That it gives you the possibility to occupy very smaller space and it's lighter, and you consume much less energy for that. And second, it's the price.
Okay, maybe on the first part, how smaller and lighter are we talking about compared to existing ones?
Okay, for us we divide by two the size compared to the best reference, pour ne pas la citer, Thincom in USA, and our more stronger competitor is expecting to work with us.
Thank you.
Maybe a question in terms of just forgot my question.
No, please.
Yeah, I wanted to know applications. Is there other applications than satellites like that you can provide, or like
you know, there is one application around satellites, but is there like any other use case you can address a bit later on? Or?
If I understood your question, the application is aircraft for us, trains, and the bateaux,
boats,
and boats in naval application. And that gives our choose of the segment of the market. The market is already very big. So, thank you.
There we are, ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Planexus. Thank you so much. There we have it. We have listened to already 7 startups, 7 big ideas here on this stage for this pitch competition. And guess what? We're on to the last one, number 8. Put your hands together for our last startup right now, Q Fluidics.
Hello everyone, my name is Vincent, and I'm happy to be there to discuss about Q Fluidics and sustainability in pharmaceutical production. So, what is inside a pharmaceutical production, an API production? Well, the key takeaway here is that the solvents involved in the production actually accounts for more than 50% of the greenhouse gas emissions. So, if you want a cleaner chemical industry, it all comes down to one single question: how can you reduce the solvent consumption? So to answer that question, you need to have a look at what industries actually use to produce their APA. And they use a lot continuous flow reactors such as this one. And by looking at the tool, you now realize that, well, you have a problem when you try to reduce the solvent. If you reduce the solvent, you actually increase the viscosity by a lot. And by doing so, it's being harder and harder to pump anything through such a reactor. At Q Fluidics, we have developed the very first frictionless reactor able to handle any type of viscous slurry. So how do we do that? Well, we take an empty pipe in which we actually inject a ferrofluid, a magnetic liquid, so that when we slide everything in between magnets, well, the ferrofluid will immediately deform into a liquid tube. So it's a liquid-liquid interface, and with that liquid tube, we can flow any type of viscous slurry, and we can grant any chemist the possibility to reduce drastically their solvent consumption. So the market is pretty decent, and our first targets are actually API manufacturer, European API manufacturer. And why is that? Because they rely a lot on innovative technologies to actually reshore back their production back behind the European borders. So the team was gathered among the initial founders, initial technology developers, and we are now backed up with a very strong advisory board that are all experts on the pharmaceutical production market. And all together, we are now looking for 3 million to industrialize our liquid tube technology and get rid of all the pressure drop issues in the pharmaceutical production.
There we are. Q Fluidics. Right, you need to keep, that's right, keep the microphone, face your jury members.
So maybe first question on the driver of adoption of your solution, assume it will work, of course, because I understand that there's still some development there. Is it the CO2 emissions, so the impact, or there is an economical value there? Because I didn't understand.
Everything you said. So basically, flow chemistry and its adoption is actually a great leverage to reduce the cost of any production. Also, well, by doing so, you also reduce the footprint, the ecological footprint of your production. So you drag the cost down, you drag the footprint down, and you drag also the risk, the chemical risk down, because basically flow chemistry is replacing big black batch reactor of 10,000 liters by small tubings that produce uninterruptibly. But this cannot be used everywhere, as I just demonstrated, which is why we are going forward.
And maybe a question on that. So your clients, they need to change the way they manufacture and process medicines, or how easily is it to integrate in the process?
So people are actually already adopting flow chemistry. We are just the next generation of flow chemistry tool that allow to extend the scope of chemistry that you can now apply, because flow chemistry is a great tool, but you cannot use it everywhere. And we have basically the technology that can grant access to any type of reaction easily and at a very low cost. That's basically the first client we have is a pharmaceutical, an Italian pharmaceutical that cannot transfer its production from batch to continuous flow because it involves a viscous slurry. And it cannot do it in such reactors, and he saw the opportunity with Q Fluidics to actually do it.
And you speak about industrialization. I mean, does it mean that R&D is almost over and you can start already deliver to some clients? So, I mean, what are the challenges in the next 6-8 months?
So at the moment, we have demonstrated that the liquid tube is viable and we can use it to do chemistry. And we are currently an engineering office, meaning that we go from client to client and we actually adapt our liquid tube technology to their process to match perfectly their need, but that's not a long-term solution. Ideally, we want a turnkey production unit that is universal, that we can deliver, and perhaps having a licensing strategy with those clients.
And you want to use it in a pharmaceutical process. Is there something like pollution or risk of pollution with your technology?
That's a very good question. So when you work in pharmaceutical environment, you need to have good manufacturing practices. To that extent, we have demonstrated that we have actually a very low contamination level, actually below every threshold based on the ferrofluid components. And additionally, it doesn't seem to be such a problem for actually the pharmaceutical we're discussing with, because our technology is seen as another reactant component that enters in contact with the production, and the active pharmaceutical ingredient anyway goes through further purification.
There we have it. Q for idiots. Wonderful. Wow, wonderful. As you've heard, we have just together, all of us, 8 different ideas, all very different, you'll agree. Who would you choose as a winner? I'm sure you have your favorites. I know you have your favorites, but really picking a winner that stands out above the rest for whatever reason, quite a difficult task. Luckily, we don't have to do that. That is the job of the people here on my left. So what will happen right now is our jury members, they will stand up together. That's right. And they will, that's right, together. And then they will, that's right, yes. And then they will sit down together. No, then they will, then they will go off now with Remy, and they will come back. Well, I will very, very shortly, in about a couple of minutes, we will know who that winner is. Ladies and gentlemen, please, hands together for our jury members who gave up their expertise, their knowledge, but more importantly, they gave up their time as well. We're going to hear in a couple of minutes' time who that winner of all those 8 actually is. And listen, here's the thing. Between that time right now, a couple of minutes, so I'm a storytelling and pitch coach. So I help startups, founders, I help people to stand on stages to really find their stories, nurture their stories, and help with that persuasion to hopefully get people to start to feel like they want a conversation with you. I'm just going to share with you just a couple of things, two things to remember. Again, if you're a startup, if you're a founder, or if you're just someone who needs to pitch an idea or get somebody on board in terms of convincing them to be on board with your idea. Here's the thing. So, in terms of getting somebody to really accept a solution, when we want somebody to really understand a solution and agree with a solution, which is what we often hear from startups, and they often go straight into the solution. What we do this, fixing this, this, and this. Before we really understand that solution, want to hear that solution, we really need to accept the problem, right? We really need to understand that problem. So here's the thing. So for startups, the more you share about the problem, the more you show you understand that problem, the more you show you understand why that problem exists, right? And the more you show that you really understand it inside out and getting people to agree with that problem, at that point, then your listener is more ready to accept the solution. Is more ready to go to themselves, actually, yeah, I want to know what the answer is. I want to know what the solution is. All right? So, again, for founders, put more emphasis, even if you have to, even if it's for 2-3 minutes, more emphasis on the problem, why it's there, and also your credibility within that problem. Why are you doing what you're doing? If you can show why you're doing what you're doing, and it's connected clearly with that problem, automatically, boom, your credibility goes up. And we need that very clearly in pitches like these, which are only 2-3 minutes long, very, very short. we need people to believe our credibility very quick. Very, very quick. So, recap. Going back to our problem. The more we know about the problem, the more we're ready for our solution. Okay, I think we have a winner. We already have a winner. Right. Who? One person, one member of the jury. That's right, Xavier, coming back on stage. Oh.
Hi. I'm Vincent. I'm a CEO of the West Valorization Texture Office.
Okay, anyone else want to come on board? You can come on stage. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Sorry, I wasn't expecting you to come. But please, tell us who you are. I would like to know.
I am representing the Réseau SATT because I'm at the board of the Réseau SATT. And I have been asked by Xavier to come on stage with you.
Yes, we manage a network, SATT networks together with our colleagues, and we want to do that together.
Fantastic. Right. So I can imagine while I was speaking here and you were speaking there together, it was a difficult choice to decide only one winner from 8, right?
Yeah. The choice was very difficult because we have some very relevant technologies with a major impact for the society and the environment. And when the member of jury makes the choose, they select, of course, the number of points, but also the impact of the technology for the society, for the environment, and for us. And we do that with a very efficient qualification. So it was really difficult, and I give my apology and I thanks to all the other companies who make a famous speech today. Do you want to add something?
I was very much impressed by the speeches because it's very difficult to speak for 2 minutes and to answer this very tough jury. The questions were very accurate. So I would like just you to applaud both the jury and the pretenders to win this. Thank you for them. Thank you, Southern.
Yeah, not easy at all. But also remember, although we have one winner here right now, all the other 7, clearly all very different ideas. It just so happens today, right here, we have a winner in this format. So again, you're interested, you're curious, you'd like to know more. All of the startups are all here. So straight after this session right now, if you want to have a chat, again, go off for a coffee if you want to, and see where those conversations actually develop. Right, let's hear who the winner is. Who would like to say?
Yes. Okay. So I have the very tough, issue to announce that the winner is Oligofeed.
Oligofeed is the winner. Congratulations. Well done. Well done.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. There we are. That's for you there. Your trophy is just about to be given. There we are. Quick photo. Right. I'm going to give you the microphone now. Let us know how you're feeling as a winner.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that. It's a great award. Of course, it's always a nice thing to receive awards. But most of all, I'm very, very happy that the topic that is so much important for all of us attracts more and more attention. So thank you for this. This is the most important, to give visibility to the biodiversity problems, to bees themselves, other pollinators, so we can together, fight against those problems and solve the problem. Thanks a lot.
There we are. Oligofeed's happy. You're happy. You can imagine the bees are very happy as well. Extremely happy. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this pitching session. Again, if you've enjoyed even just a little bit of what we've had right now in this session or anything throughout today, guess what? We're going to do it all over again tomorrow, back here at the Pitch Studio from 9:30 in the morning. Look forward to having you back here. You don't have to be here at 9:30. We're going to be here all day. So come and go as you wish for some more Pitch Studio 2023. We're going to have a quick photograph with all the startups and everybody connected with this pitching session.